Macmillan Audio presents Father Night by Eric Van Lustbader. Read for you by Richard Ferrone. Here on the level sand, between the sea and land, what shall I build or write against the fall of night? A. Houseman, Smooth Between Sea and Land. Prologue, December 4th. Moonlight and what comes after. The Moskva River shimmered in moonlight. Jack McClure and Annika Bachuk stood on her balcony looking out at snow-covered Red Square. The onion domes gleamed in floodlit splendor. The French doors of Annika's second-floor apartment were thrown open despite the icy chill. Somewhere beyond Moscow, the stars were out. A crescent moon rode high overhead. The night sounds of the city were drowned out by Annika's laptop in split-screen mode, tuned in to both CNN and Al Jazeera. Competing talking heads, one in English, the other in Arabic, were proclaiming the continued rise and spread of what had quickly been dubbed the Arab Spring, started when the corrupt Mubarak regime in Egypt was ousted by a coalition made up of shopkeepers, teachers, students, doctors, mechanics, bus and taxi drivers, and housewives. Everyone, in fact, clamoring, it seemed, for an end to dictatorship and a start to democracy. It won't last. A new beginning indeed. Annika scoffed as she went inside to stare at her laptop screen. It all sounds so rosy now. Everyone, Christian and Muslim, getting along, but it won't last. How cynical you are. No, she shook her head, merely realistic. Every regime in the Middle East is corrupt. It's simply a matter of degree. Jack tried to get her back outside, but she was too wrapped in her feelings. She pointed. Look at them. No one knows what they're talking about. Now that the Muslim Brotherhood has won the election, how long do you think it will take until the army starts muscling in, trying to regain the traditional power it's lost? The Brotherhood knows what I know. Those other factions could never get along. They'll continue to fight and tear each other apart. The Brotherhood was quick to move into the power vacuum. She turned to look at Jack. I despised Mubarak, but one thing you could say in his favor. He kept the Brotherhood from insinuating themselves into the fabric of Egypt's government. The price was high, Jack said. Instead of the Brotherhood, the Egyptian military insinuated itself into the fabric of not only Egypt's government, but its economy as well. There's no good answer here. Annika shook her head. When it comes to the Middle East, there never will be. Mark my words, a feeding frenzy for power is going to erupt not only in Egypt, but throughout the Middle East. Jack closed the browser and shut down the computer. That's enough of feeling helpless for tonight. Annika smiled, first slyly, then more broadly. Who says I feel helpless? As he slid his arms around her waist, she said, There is no good answer, you know. He kissed her. That's why, he kissed her again, we're tabling this discussion. And again. For the rest of the night. There is an answer, you know. She murmured into his mouth, but it isn't good. A high-low siren wailed like a muezzin, approaching along the embankment before slowly fading away.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?